Welcome to the deep dive.
Let's unpack this. Do you ever feel like time is just slipping away? Like, you're constantly busy, but maybe the needle on your life meter isn't really moving forward. Or maybe you're doing a lot, but none of it feels truly meaningful. It's this quiet, kind of unsettling whisper.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that this feeling, it's not just vague, it actually has a name. People call it the fear of wasting your life.
Right.
And honestly, it seems to be more common now than ever. It often pops up when we're comparing ourselves, maybe scrolling through feeds.
Totally.
Or even, just lying awake at 3 a.m. thinking, is this it?
3 a.m. thoughts, yeah. That hits home. So for this deep dive, let's explore why this fear seems so widespread today. We should look at how modern life can sort of confuse being busy with having actual purpose.
That's a key point.
And crucially, what's the hidden cost when we chase goals that aren't really, ours? Our mission here is to help you reconnect with what genuinely matters to you so you can stop, fearing your path and maybe start owning it a bit more.
Okay, so let's jump into the why. Why is this fear so pervasive? Our sources point to a few things, starting with what you might call the comparison trap.
Yes, social media.
Exactly. We're constantly seeing these highly polished versions of other people's lives. One study we looked at even mentioned it's not just about feeling envious, it actively makes us feel, inadequate.
Right, because you're comparing your everyday reality to someone else's highlight reel.
Yeah.
It's not a fair match.
Not at all. And beyond that, sources also talk about just the sheer volume of information and possibilities.
Overload.
Yeah, choice overload. That's the term one paper used. We see so many things we could be doing or should be achieving, it can actually lead to paralysis. You get so overwhelmed you do nothing. Or maybe you just keep switching tracks.
Constantly second-guessing.
Yeah.
Feeling like you never truly commit.
Which leads perfectly into that confusion between busy and purpose. A lot of our sources discuss this activity trap. Where just doing more becomes a substitute for actual worth or impact.
Like those corporate cultures that celebrate crazy long hours.
Precisely. A packed calendar looks productive, right? So it must mean success.
But is it really?
Well, one piece of research really highlighted that true purpose isn't about, ticking off boxes. It's about alignment. Are your actions matching up with your core values?
Okay, so alignment. Not just quantity of tasks, but the quality of that alignment. That brings up a really important point. The hidden cost of chasing the wrong goals. If we're always running after those external things, the promotion, the bigger house, whatever, without checking if they actually resonate inside,
Yeah.
what's the real damage?
The cost can be quite high, actually. Personally, professionally, our sources talk about this thing called the hedonic treadmill.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, you achieve something, get a little spike of happiness, and then almost immediately you're looking for the next thing. You never quite feel lasting fulfillment.
So you're always chasing.
Always chasing. And studies on well-being actually show this constant pursuit of external validation. It can lead straight to burnout, feeling disengaged, even this deep sense of emptiness. Even for people who look really successful on the outside, it's the opportunity cost. What aren't you experiencing while you're stuck on that treadmill?
Wow. It's like climbing a ladder, putting in all that effort,
Yeah.
only to realize it was leaning against the completely wrong wall the whole time. Okay, so if we recognize this fear, we understand some of these reasons behind it, how do we actually start to reconnect? How do we find what truly matters, to us?
Well, the common thread across the material really emphasizes self-reflection
Yeah.
and defining your personal values. One expert suggested a really neat exercise. Just list maybe 5 moments in your life when you felt genuinely alive, totally engaged.
Okay.
And look for the themes. Was it about contribution, creativity, connection, maybe challenge? Identifying those intrinsic drivers, that's kind of the first step. Then it becomes about being intentional.
Intentionality.
Right.
So once you have that clarity, that sense of your values, what's a practical step? How do you bridge the gap between knowing and actually doing?
One really concrete strategy that came up is sometimes called value-based time blocking.
Okay, what's that?
Instead of just scheduling tasks by, deadline or urgency, you deliberately carve out time for activities that directly feed those core values you identified.
I see.
So if connection is a big one for you, maybe you actually block out an hour for a meaningful catch-up. If it's creativity, you protect time for that passion project. It's not necessarily about adding more stuff. It's about rethinking what's already on your plate to make sure it serves your deeper purpose.
That makes a lot of sense. It really circles back to that core idea. Your life doesn't need to look impressive to anybody else. It just needs to feel meaningful to you.
Exactly. And if we kind of zoom out to the bigger picture here, it brings up a really important question for everyone listening. In a world that's constantly pushing us towards external validation, towards those outside metrics, how do you define what meaningful looks like on your own terms? And maybe more importantly, what's just one small step, something tiny even, you could take today to honor that personal definition? Something to think about.